we are, once more, part 2. Fitting the new lighting for DCC decoder, or DCC decoder in this Connex 466 networker. Right, now then, what have I got? Took a long while to do this update because the first one I sent off got lost in the post. But this is what it comes up as. It's a little lighting board. So you've got new lights to go in the front, and then it extends on to the second carriage, and you've got another little lighting thing there, right? So basically you put this in this one, that comes out. So basically, you put your lighting in there, and then this passes through. That passes through, and you can take it apart as a very small plug and socket, and it goes on to the next carriage. So we make a start. Instructions are. I don't quite understand the instructions with it, but I'm going to try it my way. This is the DCC Digital Plus Digital Plus decoder, right? So to get this open, you take this, remove the bellows at the back. There's a small screw there which I've already taken out. You take that screw out, and then the body lifts off. Lift that off, put that safe. Now, this is actually all metal, not plastic. This the bottom section, which gives it that bit of weight, although it's also got a weight in it there. Now it does say you might have to remove that weight to get these boards in, but I'm going to see if I can do it without that, because I like the extra weight. Right, let's try and get nearer. Let's try and look. Can you see that? Right. And what it tells you to do is take out this light here, the lighting board, front light. Right. I've already had this apart, and that wire's cut there, right? So, and then it tells you to cut these two wires and put a bit of heat shrink on them. So I'll cut that there. And I'll cut that there. We'll put a bit of heat shrink on them later. Put a bit of heat shrink on them later. Right. Now, it don't seem to explain in the instructions what you do with this, the printed circuit that's already in here. Well, what I'm going to do away with it. I'll take a chance, do away with it, and because I think that. So that's a red and green wire for the front wheels. I'll break them off. I'll cut it off. Alright. Then what we got now? We got the back. This is the motor. buggy. And why should it have that? That's what I'm talking. So you've got to pick up there. And where's this one go? Well, I eventually had to take this weight out because I couldn't get the seats to lay flat in there. There wasn't enough room, so I've had to take the weight out. So you got the lighting board there and the DCC decoder there. So it's a matter of hoping that's it now, till we can try it on the programming track. So now before I put all this back, I want to stick some people in here. I tidied that up a bit there. Tape there and tape. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. Let's have a look. That seems to go down alright. That'll come out there. So, people. What have I got now? I've got some new people, potentially. Sitting people. That's the scale of 1 to 100. Those too small. I've sent off for some more. The standing ones and another packet of seated ones. There we go. So I've got some various different things I bought. This phone, what sells these? Oh, this is model signs. (100) 176 scale standing figures, 176 passengers. What was a 12-volt miniature LED strip for interior lighting, and single lights panel for interior lighting. So we got, that's the single lights. I don't know what I'm going to do, I just bought them while I was on the site. Let's see from there. With buildings, I suppose they're just like that, single light. They're like that, and then the where's the others? I've got 2 lights. I'm smaller than I imagined, but I was going to put them in the carriage. I've got about, it's only got 3 lights in the middle. Right, so let's see how we go. I think I'll have to. Oh, right, so there's a few people stuck in it. Oh, get out of focus. Right, I've got to get this back on here. See how it goes. Later on I might put a light in the roof there. I've got to see how this goes first. Right, there's that. Now that's got to come through the back there. It goes over there. Right in the front there, mate. Let's take that out again. Once I've got that sorted out and just checked that it worked as a when I programmed it on the track, it did work. So then I have added the light board, which is just underneath this. This wire here is for another light I'm doing in a minute. Now, you've got 3 wires on the light board, the new light bulb. You've got a yellow, blue and a white. So you take the yellow, blue and the white wires from the decoder and just solder them on, and that's all you need to do with that. And then that's the lights done. And then I've threaded that through there, ready to go to the other carriage. Right, now I've had it all working, and it's working. I tested it on the track. So what I'm doing now, I'm adding more lights. So I've soldered, I want lighting in the carriage here. Well, that can be on permanent. So what I've done, I've soldered another wire onto the pickup of the back, them 2 back pickups, red and black wire onto the 2 pickups. Then I've made up, right, I've made up this. Now, so it's a bit of this where you buy it on for next to nothing off of Amazon, about £5 for a whole reel of it, and just cut it length. So I've got 3 sections on here, and then I've soldered a little rectifier there, so it will always, no matter what the current is coming through here, as it could be alternating, picking up alternating current, this makes it so it always comes out of that side as positive and always comes out of this side as negative, to that way. But here it's DC up to there. This turns it back into, that little module there turns it back into DC to run these little lights. And then this is a tiny little adjuster, so I can adjust the brightness of it. So that's a little resistor potentiometer, about 200 ohms potentiometer, I think. I can't remember. I did have a few of them, and I've been hunting around in the garage and I can't find them, but I found found this one. So anyway, it works. I'm not sure if it's 200 ohms, I think. Right, now to show you that it does work. Now when I'm going to stick that in here, but before I do that, I'll just show you that it does work. So I've done this. There was a little plug like that, so that I can, when you take that off, it's you could separate it because this will be stuck in that cap. Now if I take this 9-volt battery and put it across there, right, the wheels are turning round and you've got a light on there. Now I can adjust the brightness of those lights just by turning this potentiometer. But this is only a 9-volt battery, so I'm not sure how bright it's going to come up when you get it. I don't know if you can see that on the, yeah, but it does. Oops, a daisy. Yeah, I see that. That's that come up right, and I'll turn it right down from there. Just don't want it too bright in the carriages. Right, so that's it. Right, so that's it. Now I'm going to put another light. Also, I'm going to try it. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'll put another little light, single light in the driver's cab. And there's 2 wires coming down there. Well, as far as I can tell, you solder the red one which is a positive to the blue. It's only very fine wire, very fine, to the blue, which is the blue contact wire coming out of here, which is also on there. So I'm going to solder that onto there, hopefully. I won't be able to test this till it's on the track, this bit, because I've got to program this to work. But I'm going to put that on there. Try and solder that very fine little wire. Right, perhaps I better try and solder the end of it first. Get the end of it clean. Right, let's put a little bit of what's it on here? And blue. That blue wire coming off of your decoder is the positive common, as they call it. Because you've got the wire. Right, now, let's try this. A little bit of fresh solder on here. So bloody fine. Very fine wire. Try and get that in there without burning everything else. Move them out of the way. Just got it. Right. Now, this green wire is from an auxiliary coming off of the rev, so you can program that to, I forget what the CV number it is, but I can look that up later. So right, let's bear a bit of I do. Right. Oh, just give a little bit of... That's all right. And that's got that soldered, and you got this bit. So I can hold that with something. Right. So that. I want a bit of heat shrink on that, won't I? Alright, let's hold that there. Find a bit of heat shrink. That could go over here. Right, now then, try and join that to that there. Alright, solder them two together if we can. That's it. And put a bit of heat shrink on there. That should be alright. Right. Now this, I want to put this in here, so that wire comes down the back. I've stuck a little bit of double-sided tape in the bottom of that. I'll stick this on that, then that's got double-sided tape on there, so I'll peel this off and hopefully it'll stick. Right. And put that in the roof there. Bend them up. Set down onto there. Try and get that down the centre. I suppose I could have evened it out a bit more and had a bit of space there, but anyway, might make the light a bit dimmer in that end, but anyway, that's it stuck on there. Right, now, if the lights are not bright enough, I'll brighten them up a little bit. You have to take the top off again to adjust them. But see what that's like. This seems like with a 9 volt. It's not too bad. I dare say it come up brighter than that when you've got the 12 volt on it. I'll try it like that. Now then, this, if we're lucky, we go on there, the other way round. Those two wires come down there. Check what that looks like. I think that come up a lot brighter than that once I get the once it's got 12 volts on it. Right, now then, that's going down in there. Daisy, that's got to come along there into there. Some bloody wires. I had to take the weight out. There's just not enough room. The weight here. I had to take that out. It's got a big heavy weight. So, I mean, if I have to add some weights, I'll have to add some smaller weights than ones you buy separate. But those shouldn't be any bother. Bring them along to there. Let's try not to track the wires now. Yeah. If I can make that. Bit of a spaghetti junction in there. Try not to trap them. I'm sure here. Right, well, we just have to see, haven't we? Right, well that's it. I'll have to take it out in the garage and put it on the programming track. So, right, well, as you see, I got it finished. I'll move it like that. I got it finished, but I'm not happy with it. Right, so there's the front of the cab, and the front lights are all working all right, right? But you put it in reverse and they're not very bright, and on the back I can only see one, on the rear I can only see one red light, but my cab lighting is looking all right with my passengers in it. The cab light there with the cab light, oh, I can see, it's a bit too bright, and I've tried the CVs to darken it. I might end up having to put another potentiometer in that to dull it down a bit. Right. Right. There is a driver in there, and I'll just pull him forward a bit and I'll show you what I don't like. It looks alright there. Lighting in the carriage. But this, where they join, a wire comes through and this keeps coming out as it's going round. It works its way out unless I glue them on. But I don't like it at all. It's a real pain to try and get lined up your wheels to take off the track and put back on the track. It's a real pain. So you see, lighting in both carriages is fine, which is an extra I did. And the rear light, I can hardly see, and it only seems to have one light. Only seems to have a single red light. Well, it's very dull. I don't think it's lining up right with me with the hull. It looks brighter there than when I'm looking at it. Right. So I'm not entirely happy with it. What I think I'm going to do, I mean, it's a real pain to take off the track and put back on and line all the wheels up with that wire going right the way through the carriages. So I can run it round the track. It's not too bad going round the track. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get another DCC, what do you call it, chip, and put in the second carriage, do away with the wire and have chips both end, and then I'll be able to it's coming down here now. Then I'll be able to control the carriage lighting via the DCC chip in both carriages. I can turn that light off. You wouldn't have the cab light on. At the moment it seems to be sticking at that point there on the track. So, as I say, I'm not entirely happy with it. So I shall be doing some more work on it. It seems to be, I don't know if it doesn't work so good where the other train goes over this point all right. I don't know if it's yeah. Right, I'll leave it at that for now. Right, well, I sorted out the brightness of the driver's cab, and I found it's in CV116, sets the brightness at function output C. So it was on 255, the maximum. I've put it down to about 30, I think, and it's looking reasonable now. Just I'll show you that, right? Right, there it is. It's much more reasonable lighting. I can take it down more, but it looks brighter with the on this camera than it actually is. So and it's got showing a slight flicker there, but it's I think that's to do with the fluorescent lighting in here. But anyway, yeah, it's I've got that all right, but I'm not happy with the way it joins up with that wire going right the way through. So I'm happy with the cab lighting now. So what I'm going to do is I've ordered another digital plus lens decoder. I've ordered another lens decoder, and I'll have a decoders front and back, and then I can control all the lighting in the carriage as well via the decoder. I can even adjust the brightness via the decoder, which will be easier. So I'm going to redo the whole thing, and I'll be back part 3 when I've completed this project, hopefully. So I'll see you next time. So that's it for now. Bye then.